As state leaders concerned. Good evening, everyone. I'm David Andrews, and Emmerich is off tonight. The Michigan House and Senate are still negotiating to reconcile their versions of the state budget. But the lack of action has pushed some state officials to speak out about proposed cuts to their departments. News 10's Riley Connell here in studio now with more on this.
Yeah, hi, David. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says if the House of Representatives spending plan is signed by the governor, she'll be forced to cut staff and services. She and other state leaders say those proposed cuts would have a significant impact on their ability to serve the people of Michigan.
I think it's important to note for every $1 that goes to the Department of Attorney General in Michigan, we bring $4 back to the state.
Attorney General Dana Nessel says her office is successful and it must remain fully funded. But an unresolved state budget has opened the door for potential cuts. Nessel says the Michigan House of Representatives plan to reduce her budget would mean limiting resources for justice systems across the state, especially in rural counties.
As of October 1st, we will no longer have the staff in order to handle the prosecutions for Lake County. It will be literally like the purge there. They will have no prosecutors in Lake County.
The Michigan House and Senate have until October 1st to pass a joint state budget. Republican leaders in the House say they want to curb overspending. Speaker Matt Hall says the House budget provides record spending on important topics like schools and roads, and says cuts in other areas will combat fraud, waste, and abuse in the state government. The state GOP also blames Senate Democrats for obstructing budget negotiations ahead of the fast-approaching deadline. Nessel shared her concerns in a recent press conference. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson echoed that sentiment in a written statement, saying the proposed cuts to her office would mean laying off more than 400 employees, including from her consumer protection divisions and election staff. Nessel says now is the time for serious negotiations.
And I'm very, very hopeful that the Senate will stand strong and ensure that that doesn't ultimately become our budget.
Lawmakers in the House and Senate are expected to be back in Lansing this week, trying to find a common ground before the October 1st deadline. David, back to you.
All right, Riley, thank you. Now, if lawmakers cannot finalize their budget before the month is out, it would lead to a state government shutdown. A live look over